I see, said the blind man. See, they're taking some 1x3, looks like, and they're filling in that gap. Remember there was a little bit of a gap there? They're going to fill that in around the window all the way. Then they're going to attach on top of that the 2x4. So see, all window openings are not created the same. They're just having to modify and do whatever they have to fit these windows in there, and so can you. Getting the big bad boy out. Big, huge nail gun. Yeah, see, they're set up for this. Yeah, see, they're making a nice little reveal there between that and the other trim. See? Right in there. That was kind of good. That's being nailed right into the 1x3 that they installed. And then they'll put a nice little bead right there, all the way down. Yeah, I think that'll work. You see how they nailed that? They nailed it right to the 2x4 to the left. And that makes it all secure. Then they got the other one nailed onto the 1x3. And then they'll caulk the outside of that too. And when they installed that, remember the bottom was ripped at a 10-degree angle. Right down here. It's coming down at an angle. So when you cut your trim here, you want that at 10 degrees. And that's why you cut those with your miter saw. Okay? So they took a scrap and they checked it out first, made sure it fit, and then see, you're going to have a reveal around the window. Right here, and then they'll end up caulking that line there, and they'll caulk this line right here too. That's nice. That way their 2x4 will work. That way they didn't have to take a 2x6 and rip it down the exact measurement all the way around there. But that reveal looks pretty straight, and they're going to try to do the same thing over here. And that's why you need to take good measurements of what you're planning on doing with your project. You see, that reveal is going to look about the same, and hopefully the top is going to be about the same to that. Yeah, I like that. And then they'll take more caulking, and then they'll put another bead of caulking there too. Now, if you don't have a nail gun, you don't need a nail gun. You could install that with some long screws and pre-drill them and put them in, and then caulk over the head of the screws or something like that. You know, this is just what they have, and it makes it lots more easy because they're pros. But you don't have to be a pro. You can do this too. Now, here's another reason why they're installing that trim that way with the reveal. Here's an old existing window, and see, they've got a little stop here before the window. Okay, so there's a slight reveal all the way around that. See? Got the same kind of reveal over here, going up there. That's what they're trying to do over here. It just happens to work out perfectly for them because they got it set up that way, and they're remembering to try to match existing conditions. So whenever you get a chance to replace something, if you're not replacing everything, try to check out existing conditions and match the best you can. Now see, even the best of us make mistakes once in a while. If he's having to take this trim off because he measured flush with the top of the window instead of measuring from the top of the stucco on down for the 2x4. See that other one? See the reveal there? We want that reveal all the way around when they forgot that. And so it's a good thing that they brought plenty of material. So make sure, here's a tip for you, make sure you bring extra material. Oh, we've got some excitement here. We've got the fire trucks here. Just make sure you get enough material, and I believe that they have enough, and they were prepared for anything that comes up. You know what I mean? Because let's just say you measure this exact and you made a mistake on your first window, or you didn't measure twice before you cut once and you came up short. Don't be short on your material though. Always get enough so that you can finish the job, and that's what they're going to do. Now here's one other thing I noticed. See this, the window seal that was installed the other day? Well, it looks really good, right? But once you put the trim on, it's almost flush with the outside edge. See right here? The window seal hangs out only about a 1/4 inch. You know, and that's okay. But what we should have done was look at the existing window seal. Now see how this one here, this is an existing one that's going to stay. See how far it sticks out here? It sticks out about, oh, I don't know, close to 1.5 inches. Had we been thinking dabbity nabbit, we would have made that seal area out of longer, wider material. As it was, he used a 2x6 and he was still a little short, and put a little piece on there, and he had enough material. Had we been thinking about it, I wasn't really involved with that, but I could have thought about it and said, hey, wait a minute, why don't you match existing conditions? He could have came over here and matched that and measured over from the stucco or whatever, and known that he needs to come out further, or maybe make that assumption earlier, get a 2x8 out here, or 2x10, rip it down, and try to match up the existing conditions the best you can. But this is on another wall. It doesn't really match up too much with anything else over here, okay? And so nobody with a trained eye is even going to know that. Now let's take a look at this. See, somebody else, this window was installed after the fact. This wasn't installed the same time the old windows were installed, because this used to be something else. But they added, and see here, this only sticks out like 3/4 of an inch. To the front of the house building, it sticks out like 1.5 inches. And now this over here sticks out only 1/4. Okay, so take a look at all your existing conditions and match up as best you can. Now see, even though you get some trim and you do everything you can about pre-finishing it white, yeah, obviously after you nail it, you're going to have to fill the holes, and luckily you have some existing paint where you painted this trim, and you can do some touch-up. You might even want to give it a full coat once over on your main body of trim, let's say, especially your threshold too. Clean it all up, do a good job, and make it look like nobody was ever there. How long would you expect a little project like this to take to install the windows and the trim and everything? Well, they got here about 8 o'clock, got all set up, got ready to measure and everything. It's now just 11 o'clock right now. They got a little bit to do, some time to clean up, and they'll be done. So within 4 hours, they'll be completely done. Now, if you're doing it by yourself, with a helper or something, you better add some hours to that. But you know what? Spend some time, think about your project a little as you go. You can do it yourself, just like the pros. See how the reveal is about the same at the top and on the side. That's what you want for this particular application. I kind of like how that reveal works. All windows are going to be measured the same. You get to decide how you want yours.
That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.